for another episode of Top 5 Live, episode 101. And this week we're doing the top five. Um, we're doing the top five movie athletes of all time. Uh, as you can see, I'm by myself so far. Danny, and Javon both got caught up. Dag, Kevin, come on, bro. You supposed to save it. All right. Uh, but they'll be in a few minutes. Until then, I could have waited for them, but I didn't want y'all to think like we had canceled the show or something like that. So I figured I'd start in, and then when they come in, then we'll get in. I think my boy Greg is coming on tonight. Trying to get him the right link uh, as well. So I'll be back and forth doing that. But how y'all doing? What's good, Kevin? Man, you gotta make sure you put the date in here for when the Kickstarter is going live. Because when you put that up there Saturday, I thought that joint was getting ready to go live, or that it was live, and I missed it. So make sure you tell everybody when the Kickstarter is going live. Let me see if I can get them this link. Let's see. But yeah, so tonight we in the other conversations, Colt 45 with oh wow, it's got to be Kyron, bro. It's got to. Keeping up with the same thing, man. Hey, listen, I'll take endorsements from wherever, bro. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not embarrassed at all. If Lumberjacks get sponsored by Colt 45, there's less money out my pocket to make it. So matters not to me. You know what I'm saying? Let me take this joint out of private because I don't know why it automatically goes to private. Let's see, edit audience, public. Let's save. All right. So we're also going to be discussing. Still aiming for August. Definitely will do. Okay, so this got to be Kevin there. We're also talking. So apparently, and I got put up on this later. There was an artist that was selling at San Diego Comic Con. There go, big bro. What's good? what's what's the face for, bro? Like,
oh man, it's been a long day.
Oh man, trust me, I get it, bro. I about fell asleep so many times at work today. I fell asleep. I was knocked out and didn't even know I got. You know how you fall asleep so fast you don't realize you went to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I had one of them earlier, bro. I fell asleep and woke up. Huh? Answered the phone. So y'all know, big bro Greg Burnham, man. It's too many accolades for me to speak to. You know what I'm saying? Writer, creator, Tuskegee Airs, man. It's the search for Sadaka, which actually is. Hold on, I'm about to pull that up on Kickstarter because that's still live right now, right? We're about to pull that up. Search for Sadaka, writer for the Milestone Initiative with DC. I'm not gonna put. I don't know what I can and can't share with everybody yet. So I'm gonna hold the stuff to the vest. But whatever you want to share about all the greatness that you're doing concerning the Milestone Initiative, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you put it out there so you ain't fussing at me later in the DMs.
Oh no, man! It's we did the milestone thing. God, I don't know what that's from. So like right now, I'm working on well, I already did my part. I'm just waiting for the art and stuff to get done.
Mm-hmm.
The anthology, a Halloween anthology. It's DC though, not Milestone. And I'm doing a 10-page story, horror story with kind of with Superman. So,
Bruh,
that's
I
cool.
want to make sure that y'all understand what my big bro just said, and like just as casually as humanly possible. For those that did not, the video for those that did not hear what he just said, he's writing for the DC Milestone Initiative. There's an anthology book that's coming out, and for those that weren't listening, their ears dropped out. My bro said that he's doing a Superman for DC.
Yeah.
That's what he just said. I just want to make sure that I reiterated that that's what he said, so that y'all could trip out as much as we tripped out. And he just said it casually, as if it's like, it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got this black man writing for Superman in an anthology book for DC Comics, and he's just like, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, it's okay, I guess. You know what I mean? If that's what they want me to
It,
do.
no, it's not that. It's like, the projects, like, so I've been done, for a minute. I'm super excited about it. I'm just
Yeah, we
like,
can't tell.
I just got, we got a lot of stuff that I gotta get, keep going. So,
Yeah.
um,
We definitely got to
yeah,
get this funded. The search for Sadaka, man.
yeah, we struggling right now,
Bruh,
man.
it's the algorithms, cause I mean, me and Danny went through that when we did the Black Rose and Harlem one, trying to beat that joint and figure out what's actually gonna push it and what's not gonna push it or whatever. At this point, me and Danny have shifted focus though, concerning promotion. Like, we still know we can go to Facebook and Instagram. I mean, maybe we could talk about this some too. Um, we still know we can go to Facebook and Instagram because that's where the majority of our people that back our Kickstarters are all the time.
Hmm.
But TikTok, we had a viral TikTok last last week sometime, last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of them days. I don't remember. Danny snatched this. I was working on trying to finish my script for Harlem #2, and Danny is determined to make me get on TikTok. Uh,
Hmm.
and he legit, yeah, I know, Sean. That's what I was saying. Yeah, just yawn about it. I'm just writing for Superman. This big dick stuff, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's casual stuff for me. Yeah, but that's my bro. I've never once seen him that excited. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what it would take to make him, you know, like super excited. Where I can see
It's just be like so much work, man. I think that's so it's like you're excited, but it's like all the projects that I'm working on right now, like all the behind the scenes stuff that I'm having to do. It's like internally, I'm excited. You know how you see
I feel
something
you.
that's funny, but you don't have the energy to laugh.
Yes.
So you just got to internalize like that's funny as
Yeah.
hell. But yeah, that's what it. I mean, the closer it gets, like when the art comes in, why is Danny commenting and not in here?
He's so him and Javon, Danny. It was actually, we were on live on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and he was shipping orders out. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I was just getting into. So he was shipping orders out. So he went by the post office to drop those shipments off, and he's on the way back to the house now. That's why he's late. Javon, I don't know what happened, but he's coming too. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and start, and then I know everybody else is coming in. Amani might be coming on too to talk about the AI art thing, because I don't know what him and Javon got into it about, but why not have it spill out here? Um, you do your thing. I'm still proud of you being on CNN and getting your flowers, man. Yeah,
Thank you, John. Thank you.
extremely well deserved per usual, which is why it's so disrespectful that we don't already have Search for Sadaka funded. Like, I don't even, again, outside of the algorithm, it's just crazy right now. Danny, you can't, come on, bro, you can't do that. You can't just put him out there like, yeah. I mean, he is usually wrong, but you know what I'm saying. But you can't just put that out there like that, bro. All right, so back to what I was saying about like having to shift focus, right? So
Mhm.
uh Danny decided to snatch my phone. I was very, you know how you get, I know, Greg, you know how you get into, you've been trying to write something or whatever, and then you find the groove that you've been looking for, you feel good about it, and you like, yo, this is it. This is gonna go. What's good, Carrie? And you're excited about where you're at directional wise as far as where you're writing. And I was
Mhm.
hyped because I was like, oh snap, all right, I got it, I got it, I got it. And I'm working back through the story, and I'm in the middle of working back through it. And I'm like, I'm gonna finish this joint before I leave the shop today. And then it was like, no, you're not, nigga. And he grabbed my phone and he was like, you gonna make the TikTok today? And I was like, nigga, no, I'm not, bro. I'm trying to finish this. I'm trying to finish this script so I can go ahead and get, what I'm saying, this over to Wally. That's my artist, my big bro Wally. Y'all seen him on here for Harlem. And He walks away with my phone, mind you, and goes in another room. He's like, yeah, so blah blah blah. I hear him talking, but I'm not paying attention because I'm trying to write. He comes back and he was like, and Morgan Iris is gonna tell you about it. And then he puts the camera in my face, and I'm like, I got the stale face on. So you know what I'm saying? Everybody that watches it is like, I'm not enthusiastic about my work. And I keep trying to explain to them, no, it's not that. He legitimately stopped me in the middle of a good flow that I had for writing. So everything that you're seeing in that video with my face being stale and being irritated is my reaction to him stopping that flow of writing, right? But that post went freaking bananas on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So it's got like over, I have to check again, but I know it's over 500,000 views. It's like 600,000 likes. We've gotten an insane amount of orders in, you know, saying since then. So I mean, business really picked up for things. So for me and Danny, all right, it's like, all right, well, if it's gonna pick up like this off of that, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But they also started TikTok shops so that your TikTok account, you could put your products in the TikTok shop. And of course, you know, we're still figuring some things out algorithm wise, but of course, they have incentive if you're selling. So if you put the links to your products in there, they're going to push those things forward a little bit. Some of it's that, and some of it's just the weirdness of algorithms. You never know what's going to make anything go crazy or go viral. And we're riding that wave as much as we can to just make sure that we keep the promotions up and keep the sales going like they are. I don't want to say how much we've sold, but it's between the two shops, between two TikTok shops and our website, it's been insane, which is a great problem to have. But I'm saying that to say that, you know, the situation with the Kickstarters is that we see how crazy it is to get the algorithm to like, especially on Facebook and Instagram, bro. Like, it is so hard.
Yeah, they're not letting anything like you know, usually your friends share stuff. Like when y'all, like when my people are sharing stuff, nobody's seeing it.
I'm telling you,
and they're barely seeing what I share.
Yeah,
so
it's embarrassing, honestly, because the first day I saw it, I shared it, and you like, but then if you post something random and you be like, I love waffles.
Yeah. Then
you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
joint, it'll be like 100 comments and 50, 100 likes. You know what I'm saying? And loves and stuff on the post. You be like, bro, why? How? Like, why is this a thing? So I mean, fighting the algorithm is crazy, but like me and Danny were just talking about on the live, like that's something that we had to look at going into. We're trying to decide if we're gonna do another double Kickstarter for Ace Blade and Lumberjacks for the next campaign, or we're just gonna split them and do one for Lumberjacks and one for Ace Blade. If we decide to do a double Kickstarter, again, of course, the promotion needs to be at least a month, 2 months ahead of time so people know what's up. But I really think we've reached an entirely new audience on TikTok now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Completely new and organic people, and that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately. So we're gonna have to strategize into converting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're already fans, because I mean they're already going and buying the comments. We just got another video review, like an unboxing. You know, so the strategy now is like, all right, so what we normally do on Kickstarter and Instagram, we about to have to roll that into TikTok and really convert these new followers. So
is Danny watching the show right now?
He's driving, so he was leaving the post office. Y'all know Big Bro Javon Stokes dropped in. But yeah, so again, that's a part of the strategy. That's a part of the strategy of you know, like going into the next thing, like trying to figure out how we're gonna market it. And I'm thinking I mean, as long as things are going like they're going on TikTok, we're definitely going there. Like,
it's funny because everybody's trying so hard to shut down TikTok.
Yeah,
but their practices are driving people to TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, and I'm sure TikTok doesn't show everybody, but you have a better chance of getting, you know, your stuff seen there than you do freaking on like Facebook. And like we've been just kind of like doing experiments, like, tell me how many people you know respond or say anything when you share. Like, if you share something of mine outright, nobody's seeing it. It's
I'm
amazing.
that crap is bananas though. Like it I could see if y'all were like fledgling just starting, you know what I'm saying? But it's you, bro. Like it's you and Marcus. Y'all out here like mashing faces in, and still, if you share it, and then all of us who are fam, we shared. I'm telling you, when I shared it, it got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like
Yeah.
3
Right.
likes. People don't even see it, and that's another problem that I keep seeing. Like I see people running Kickstarters, and I don't know they have a Kickstarter until they
Yeah.
literally tell me. And
Yeah.
that's bananas. How am I not seeing? Especially, I know that the algorithm is gonna go gravitate towards what you like, but we all are in the same groups, we in the same circles, we all,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? There's no way that all of a sudden for this Kickstarter you don't see it. Now, I mean, it's got to be the fact that if they see that Kickstarter, they're gonna go off the site. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want that, so that's why they're not pushing it, which is freaking ridiculous, bro. Like it really pisses me off. But if y'all have not already backed the Search for Sadaka issue 2, do better. All right. So it's up here. I'm gonna put the link in here so y'all can click there and keep that popping, or get it properly popping, I should say. Because there's no
DreamCon this weekend, right, Greg?
Yeah.
There's no excuse for this not already being funded.
I wish Terrificon and DreamCon were the same weekend. I would have tried to do it.
But all right, Javon, I think Amani might be coming through. I sent him the link. But all right. There were 2 things. The AI art thing was one thing. The other one was
Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, that was another one.
Video.
I didn't put that in the log line. I mean the tagline for the show, but
I did on the other one.
I don't remember what the other one was, but I could do that. What's good, Kelly?
What's good, man?
Which
one
do you want to go to first?
We could do the hip hop one. It seemed like Danny had views.
Oh, Amani's.
Okay. All right, we could do the AI one.
What's good, Amani? I didn't see you down there, bro.
Oh, what's up? Can you hear me? I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. All right, so I guess we can get into the AI art one first, but I'll let Amani and you set that up because I wasn't a part of it at first. I just saw it on the back end, and then we can all chop it up. So Amani, I guess it was your post that started it, so you probably should, I guess, go into it.
Yeah. So basically, from what I saw, was that basically they said an artist in San Diego Comic-Con was basically asked to leave because she was supposedly selling AI art. And what I find interesting about this particular situation is that several artists came online immediately, was defending her, basically saying that this woman is an artist, and how she used AI was she used it to render her own personal artwork. So she didn't use AI to crawl the internet and steal anybody's, style or IP or anything like that. She basically used this tool to enhance her personal artwork. And I find it very interesting that they just the mention of AI got this woman not only kicked out of San Diego, but online they've been harassing her too. Like they've been trying to keep her name a secret, but they're going after her. So, but I find it really hypocritical because you have artists out here that are making money off of characters and that aren't that don't belong to them either. So it's like I don't really understand why you're punishing this person who's basically selling her own artwork, her original IP, right? And she's using the tool just to enhance it. So I think they're creating a precedent that's going to make it really difficult for just artists in general. But that's where I started the conversation, really in defense of her and how she used the tool. So that's where I started from.
Okay, but all right. So let me make sure I'm understanding before I respond. So she did original artwork of her own character,
Right.
and then she put it into an AI program to make it look better, pretty much.
So basically, if you go on my post, Jimmy Robinson actually shared what she actually did with the AI, and she uploaded a sketch into the AI that she drew,
Mm-hmm.
and she had the AI paint it, render it. So it's like, so I can only imagine, especially most of these folks that are selling prints and original artwork, that is a huge time saver. You know what I mean? If you were able to upload your original sketches into a machine and it automatically renders that um, for print quality right off the rip, that's no small thing. So I can only imagine the amount of money she stood to make and time she saved by using the tool. But I don't see the harm in it if she was literally using her original artwork um, to produce it. So that's where I started.
Okay. Now that I have the context, I will let somebody else start. I definitely have
I'll
strong
go.
feelings.
So I guess where I kind of go with is, and PJ in the chat is making some good points about unless she built the AI, the AI she's using is sampling from other works, right? So what I think what people either don't care to want to think about or they don't understand is that AI is pulling from other people's artwork, whether it is, as you say, coloring or just a flat out the entire thing. It's pulling from existing styles and artwork that was made by humans to create something else, right? So if you say, okay, she's putting in a sketch or something and the AI is coloring it. Again, the whole purpose of them not wanting people to have AI is because they want human individuals to have made the work from start to finish. Like
Who
she
are these
did,
people you're talking about?
huh?
Who are these people you're talking about? Because obviously somebody doesn't want it if they're using it. Somebody wants the computer generated art. If
No, I'm saying the people that are the people that are running the shows.
Mhm.
That's because that's how she got asked to leave, right?
Yeah.
So the people that are asking the shows, they want human individuals whose talent completed the work from start to finish.
Honestly, I haven't seen any real details as to how she actually got kicked out.
Okay, but
So there's nothing to
nonetheless,
say. It's a bit presumptuous to say that the actual promoters of the con kicked her out. I
A lot.
honestly think that because someone had to inform them. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
like
So
they
I
in the
honestly
contracts they'll
think
They
have
it
stuff.
definitely
started.
ratted her out.
It would have to have started with another
Greg
vendor.
is about to say what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Like
it would have.
when you sign up to do these shows, they'll have stuff in the contracts that says you can't do AI or you can't be, selling, like so certain stuff. I don't know what the contract says, but if they catch you violating their rules, it's just like they'll have stuff. Some shows have stuff where you can't sell sexual stuff. All that kind of stuff, and they have people walking around the whole time. If they see it, they can catch you and like kick you out. So it's not the first time I've heard of somebody being kicked out of a show because of their content. Um, if there's a rule that says no AI, then it's kind of cut. It's a wrap.
So it's not really a slippery slope because it's like if you break the rules, you break the rules. If she, like he said, if you
But that's like. Go ahead.
go ahead, man.
No. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, if again, I'm against AI pretty much on all levels. Like, I don't. You keep calling it a tool, I call it a cheat, right? It doesn't take skill to do. It doesn't. Like, I don't care. You're inputting words in to have a computer just make something else. Like that, to me, that's not skill. And I'm about skill. Like, and I know Danny makes fun of me because, you know, talking about artists as Crips and Bloods. But listen, man, I work really hard to get good at what I do. For people to just be like, okay, Black Panther jumping over a lion in the computer, and then it kicks something out, and now you want to be considered an artist. Like, you know, no, I'm gonna be like, nah, dude, you cheating. And I'm not really going to give you the same respect I would somebody who does it themselves. Where you and I disagreed, you compared it to prints of existing characters, and I'm trying to explain to you how it's different. And then that's where we kind of butt heads.
I think what you're going to right now, I think Amani's point is that, okay, you're saying that it doesn't take skill to make an AI art, right? So if you are making prints of somebody else's character, you did not come up with those characters, right? You did not.
You created the artwork.
I hear you. Yes, I hear you. What he's comparing is the fact that you do not own it. What you are selling, you do not own, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Let me ask you a question, Danny. If I do a drawing of you, does that skill? It's skill involved, right? I don't own you.
I didn't say anything.
I'm just saying, but I don't own you though, right?
I didn't say anything about the skill.
But I don't own you though, right?
No, you don't.
Okay,
that's not his point.
So if we're not talking
about what I said, I never
hold
said.
On, hold on. Y'all ain't even let me finish. I tried to talk twice.
He was in the middle of talking.
I was in the middle of talking and y'all interrupted me.
I didn't.
But go ahead. I'm not saying anything about
the point being is that it's apples and oranges. Number one, there's no correlation between the two, right? So
there is a correlation, but we'll get to it.
Go ahead, Monty, man. Go ahead, dude.
It is a correlation. That's all I'm saying.
There's not though. It's two different practices.
It is.
It's two different practices.
How is it different? How is it different? If I'm an artist and I'm trying to do fan art, and I literally use Google to find a piece of art, and I do it in my own quote unquote style, and it's a character that I don't own, how is that? Is barely different than what AI does.
Or if I take a picture,
go ahead.
If I take a picture of a character, or if I take a picture of a person, people, I do this myself, and this is why I say I don't get into this argument, because I would be a hypocrite for saying, you know, it's the same thing. If I were to take a reference piece of Michael Jai White doing a kick move, right, and I draw over it, and I say, okay, I want to use this as a reference. I'm using this pose. I'm using this pose, and I'm drawing Ace Blade over it. That doesn't take a lot of skill, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm not drawing Ace Blade and I'm drawing it as Black Panther instead, and then selling it, like I don't see. I see a correlation there. But
yes,
again, I would be a hypocrite if I were the one to say that it's wrong. So I can't say this person using AI as a tool to do what I would be doing if I was skilled as an artist. I would be drawing Batman and Superman and selling it too. But I'm not skilled enough. I'm not confident enough in my artwork to do that. So that's why I keep my mouth shut about it. Because y'all artists are like the Latin kings, bro. You start disrespecting artists and they want to beat you up. I'll be like, dang man, I was just asking a question.
So I'll say I understand where Danny and Amani are coming from, and I also understand where Javon's coming from.
I don't know how you understand where I came from. I ain't even finished, but go on, dude. Go ahead.
Well, you spoke first.
I didn't even speak first. Amani spoke first.
All right, get Javon the floor.
I'm just saying, Javon. Like here's the deal. Like I'm gonna try and get through this again.
I'm not saying the word.
You guys talking about number one, you talking about reference material, A reference material is no different. A reference material to an artist is no different than if you're a writer and you go in and you pick up facts about Rome because you want it to look more realistic. That requires skill to actually take the information that you have and then actually make it into a story and to make that story realistic using the real facts. If I use a reference if I use just a reference for, like, say, Batman, I'm gonna I hate Danny so much. If I use reference for Batman, number one, it's rarely like exactly where I started from, where it was. So if it's a guy kicking, I might just use the legs, but I might change the arms so it's different. You don't usually, most of the time, they teach you not to just straight photocopy something because it's copied. They teach you to make it your own. So it's still, yes, there's skill involved in changing it so it's not exactly that. Now there's a difference between if I see the search for the search artist up there and I literally just copy what he does verbatim. That is different. That's copying. That there's no real skill involved there. You're just copying. Now, regarding using other people's characters, that's more of a tradition that has existed as long as Comic Cons has been going around. There's a reason that Marvel and DC don't go after that. Number one, it's free publicity. So yeah, I drew Spider-Man and I did it in my style, but I just gave them free publicity because that fan took that Spider-Man picture home and they're thinking about Spider-Man more than they're thinking about my art style. Number two, they're not going to go after the small fish. They're not going to do it. It would be a waste of time and a waste of money. Again, AI is not, when you use AI, you are not doing the work. You're not doing the work. I know that y'all don't like to hear that. I know that the people who are in defense of AI don't want to hear it, but you aren't doing the work. You actually suck as an artist. And I'm going to keep saying it. If you using AI, clearly you ain't good enough. Yep, yeah, I said it. No, I'm not done. I'll let you talk and I'll let you talk. No, Imani, stop. Because I let you talk. I let you say all the stuff that you said that was wrong. And I'm going to tell you the stuff that you were right. That's not the same thing.
Real art.
That's real art. It takes skill to do this. It takes skill to be an artist. It doesn't take skill to be an AI artist. So if she's using AI to color her work, then she's not doing the work to color the art. The computer is doing the work. Am I wrong?
Yeah, just like a digital artist would use digital paint to render that same image.
Imani,
so
are you an artist?
Is not an artist?
Real talk. Imani, are you an artist? I'm asking.
I'm a graphic artist.
You're a graphic artist?
Yeah.
So you use Photoshop for your work?
No.
What do you use for your work?
I use Clip Studio Paint.
Okay, cool. You use Clip Studio Paint for your work. Do you think a random Joe off the street can sit down and not have any experience with Clip Studio and use Clip Studio and be good? Right now, real quick.
People been using.
But here's the thing, though.
I'm just waiting for somebody to answer my question.
Here's the thing.
I'll give you an answer
about whether or not. That's a really interesting point because you brought up Clip Studio Paint. That tool was created by manga artists, right?
Okay.
And most manga artists, they work in a system where the tool Clip Studio Paint is so easy to use because there are so many things that are integrated into the program where I don't have to look up or reference, say, a playground, for instance. There's tools right in the program that show me that, like, I can drop a swing or a slide right into my image, right? So I don't have to go search for it. Where now there is a level of artistry where they would see me cutting and paste this swing into this image and look at me as I'm some type of hack because I didn't draw that swing by hand. I didn't take a pencil and sit in front of an actual swing, draw it by hand, scan it into my computer, render it or paint it by hand, and all this kind of stuff. This is this has been progressively becoming easier and easier because technology has come into play. So it's like I was saying in the post, this woman used a tool that basically rendered her original image and painted it for her. Well, that's no different than there's an actual paint. One is actual paint filter in dang on Photoshop, and it's been in there for decades. So it's like if I use the paint filter in Photoshop, is that, does that make me a hack or something like that? Or
Depends
like
on what you're doing.
I get kicked out.
Depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to get a job with Marvel and DC and you just take a picture of a swing and put it in the image, they're gonna look at that and be like, nah, dude.
Javon, I think you're a little naive, man.
I'm naive.
Like, I'm seeing them doing it now.
Naive, man.
Like,
I think
the technology is the reason.
People getting paid and using these technologies to 3D. Like, people are not.
Yes, they use three. Again,
it
actually requires skill to do the thing that you're about
to take an image of a car and rotate it on the panel, and then it be in the panel. That takes skill.
Most of the time they draw over it, So they don't just plop it right in there. They draw over it. Most of the time they draw over it, so the perspective is correct.
Okay. Again,
but you still have to know shadows and stuff. You can't just.
So is that wrong?
I didn't say anything about it being wrong. There's a difference between. Hold on, no. But again, all the time you ask me a question, I'm answering. It takes skill to actually set up and do all that stuff. That's not what AI is, yo. Have you ever used AI? Denny, I know you've used AI.
I use it.
What do you do when you're using AI?
I'll tell you, it's not as easy to get what you want from AI.
Negro, I asked you, what is the process?
I'm telling you, I'm telling you it's not as easy because if you let me finish, Devon, because when you go in to write the prompts down, you're going to get 10 different things and you have to refine the prompts to get to what you want, right? So I'm just saying it's not as easy as, hey, Batman jumping over what did you say? Black Panther jumping over a leopard. It's not as easy as that to get exactly what you want. Again, though, I want people to do what they want to do. I'm not for AI because I like traditional art. I collect traditional art and I pay traditional artists. But for me to tell somebody else that they can't use AI to do what they want to do, when I know that I would be, I know that if I was an artist, I would be using every tool available to me to make the things and make my job easier. I would be a hypocrite.
But I think Sean made it.
Okay, go ahead, Greg.
Like, because the part that I see get glossed over is that it's other people's art that they're snatching from. Like, we can't, we can choose to gloss over it if we want to act like that's not a big deal. But, that being the part, that's kind of the point where the immorality comes in. So I can't draw, but I've followed some tutorials with Procreate and, ended up with some okay looking stuff. But of course, I'm using the tools that they're giving and all of that. So it's a difference. Like when the internet is like the AI program is scanning other people's art to deliver art to you. So that's the part, I use AI. I use it to come up with characters for my artists, so I can be like, this is what this character looks like. You don't have to do them, like 100%. You don't have to make it look exactly like that. I'm just trying to give you an idea. So I feel like it helps in that way. But yeah, it's and I know great artists that don't have a problem with AI, and I have other artists that do. I think that so they're both stealing. It's just a different lane of stealing. And it's like, what are you doing with the end product? To me, is what really.
Wait, what's both? You said both stealing.
Yeah, like if you're doing fan art, you're stealing. Like you can say whatever you want, but you're stealing somebody else's IP. You are. If you're selling it,
I gotta agree there.
I disagree.
If you're selling fan art, like they can literally stop you from doing it.
But there's a reason they don't stop you.
No.
And that's why I'm not saying it's that. That's why
that's irrelevant, though.
Like if I walk in,
that's no excuse. If if the
It
people,
doesn't matter what your reason
It
is.
does matter.
The
No,
reason
if I
doesn't
walk
matter.
into
Literally.
the store
If they have the
and I
legal
steal
right to
some
stop
bread,
you, then
and
it's
you
wrong
don't,
for
or
you to
you
do
don't
it.
call the
you
police
have
on me,
decades. You have decades. It's
It doesn't
it's
matter.
tradition though.
it
Like
doesn't
it's
That's
matter.
where
so
I
it's not
think-
stealing anymore.
You're
It's
still
not
selling
stealing.
somebody else's IP. Yes, it is.
Yes, it
It's not
How
is.
is it
stealing
not?
anymore.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
How is
Nah.
it
And
not
that's where
stealing?
I think that's where the
So why?
hypocrisy-
So
that's where the
Go
hypocrisy
ahead, man.
comes in. That's
No,
where
Exactly.
get out of here.
part.
You keep comparing the two. I'm gonna tell you that it's not the same.
It
You
is
keep it's
because-
apples and oranges.
Look,
It's
look,
apples and
think
oranges.
about this
It's
back
not.
up.
One
let's back
requires
up
you
just
to
a
have
little.
no skill. The other
Let's back
requires
up
you
just a
to have
little.
skill and can get you a job.
So
So,
I'm
Let's
the
back up.
master
so
Let's back
burglar
up just a
versus
little
the
bit.
it's
okay.
okay
Right now,
for
we
you. It's
have
okay
two-
for you to commit a crime as long as you're skilled at doing it.
But it's not a crime. If it was a crime, they would stop it. If it was a
What?
crime, they would literally.
I personally know
That's because-
people who have gotten cease and desist for selling fan art like on the internet.
Well, no, see,
yeah.
that's the difference, though. But most comic book
What's
artists
different?
Hold on, stop. Let me finish. Most comic book artists would tell you that's the difference. I don't sell my prints online. The only time I sell them is at Comic-Con.
Why
And
don't
they
you
could
sell them
come to
That's the
online?
only
Comic-Con.
time I don't sell them online.
Why
They
don't you
could
sell
come
them
give
online,
you a
Javon?
cease and desist there too.
Because
don't you sell it online,
legally,
Javon?
because there's a difference legally in that I'm selling something online like it's mine. I wouldn't do that.
That's the
But
same
if I'm
as
at
if you're in a
but hold-
convention.
if I'm at a convention, that'd be no different. That's like if somebody says and they want me to do a commission and they're like, "Yo, I want you to do Batman jumping over da 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 da." Am I stealing because I'm
That's
doing a
not a
commission?
commission. We're not talking about commissions. We're talking about
No.
talking
It's
about-
not my
That's
character.
not- it's
Which
not
one
about
is it?
commission.
Which
It's
one
not
is it,
about
Imani?
commission.
Which one
It's
is
not
it,
about
Imani?
prints.
Imani,
talking about
which
prints.
one is it?
That's
It's not
apples
my
and
character,
oranges.
right?
That's apples and oranges,
Oh, get the
Javon.
hell out of here. Y'all full of it. Y'all full of it.
Nah, Javon,
No,
you're
y'all full of
talking
it.
about-
Y'all full
you're
of it.
wild
You
right
can't
now.
have
You
it both
know it.
ways. You can't have it
You
both
know
ways.
you're wrong
You
on
can't
Either
that.
have
I'm
it both
no,
ways.
how am I know I'm not wrong?
No, you
Number
can't
one,
have it
I'm the
both
only
ways.
person out of
Javon,
all of us that's
Javon,
doing it.
Javon,
If
if
you
somebody-
hire me, time
You
out.
don't. You do not own it. You do
But
not
I'm
own
got
it.
hired to pay for it.
Wait.
Hold
If
on.
you
I'm
don't
not
own
talking
it,
about ownership.
if
Listen
you
to me.
don't,
Stop.
if you don't own it and you're selling it to make money for yourself, even though you don't own it, they have every right to send you a cease and desist, right?
I didn't say that they don't.
Okay. So if they do,
But
if
I'm
they-
telling
if
you
they
that
have-
there's a reason
if-
why they don't.
I
do
don't
it.
care. The reason why
What
they
you mean you
don't
don't
is
care?
irrelevant.
What
That's
you mean you don't
irrelevant.
care? How is it irrelevant? If
Okay,
if
fine.
it's a
Let me-
hold on,
all right,
if it's something that's illegal and and you're telling me they have a right to send you a cease and desist, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. But if they're saying they're not gonna do it,
Okay, Javon.
again,
That
so
doesn't-
my
that
point
doesn't
being,
change the fact that it's illegal.
is why is it different if it's a commission than if it's a print?
Can you
Because
tell
they-
me what is the difference? Get out of here.
Go ahead,
Can you
Danny.
tell me what is the difference? Can you tell me what is the difference if an AI artist makes a Spider-Man drawing?
AI didn't do the fucking artwork. Y'all keep saying
I'm
it. They
asking you a
stole.
question. No,
this- I'm telling you the reason.
Let
I'm
me
telling you
finish
the
answering
reason.
my question, Javon.
I know the
Dang.
reason. I know
If
what
you're-
you're about to
If
say.
no, you don't. If the AI artist is doing the Spider-Man art and Marvel and DC don't send them a cease and desist, and there's a reason that they're letting them do it because it's free publicity, how is it any different from when a regular artist, a traditional artist, does it?
I didn't say that there was anything
Can I
different
answer
between
that?
the two. I'm talking as Greg just
answer
made a
it,
point. Greg answered the question. It's a morality thing. Like that's stealing other
Well,
people's style. Hold on.
Both of them
You're
are
not
morality.
doing the hold on, guys. When I do a Spider-Man, if I do a piece on Spider-Man, that's my style, that's my talent, that's my artwork involved. I didn't steal my style. Number two, I didn't steal any previous artwork
from other artists.
I didn't steal any previous artwork from anybody else. I did it in my style, my pose, whatever, right? An AI artist is stealing from previously existing artwork.
Ain't that how
That's
you
the
learn how to
difference.
do art, though?
What?
Ain't that how you learn how to do art as a traditional artist? Don't you like sample other people's styles?
Yeah, but I don't put it out and sell it. I don't. Number one, you don't listen. When you're an artist, you literally grow up learning how to draw by looking at other people's drawings, right? So if I get influenced by somebody that's different, if I draw freehand and I say like my artwork looks like such and such, I don't mean for it to happen, but I'm a big fan of theirs. And if I give a perfect example is David Finch. David Finch started out looking very much like a Jim Lee clone. As he got better, his style became his own style. He didn't steal his style from Jim Lee. He got good learning from under Jim Lee.
Well, see,
and then got better.
Can
What you're
AI,
talking
can
about
AI do that same thing? make its own style eventually.
Okay, but again, you're not doing the artwork, so you're using a computer and
me.
selling something else that you didn't do.
Can
You
AI
didn't
learn
do.
its own style eventually though?
No, because it's stealing art. Listen, the crux of the whole thing is it's taking artwork from somewhere else. So even if it's learning,
not physically drawing the art,
that
right?
too. Go ahead.
I got my hand up whenever y'all.
Go ahead, Amani.
That's been my whole argument about AI from the very beginning, is that it pushes out mediocrity. It's basically it threatens mediocrity, and the reason why I say that is because if you're an artist on the fringe, if you're doing like, it's hard to describe. So basically, if you're doing anything that is just middle of the road or lower, you're threatened by AI immediately, because this machine does it better and faster. I've seen it I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I work in the print industry. And the first time we used it here at our paper, right? I went to my editor and asked her, I said, I need an intro for this sales section that we're putting in the paper. And I said, you know what? And I was just joking. I said, you know what? You could probably get, Chat GPT to write up something like 5 minutes. She said, oh yeah, I can. She pulled it and placed it in, and I promise you, what I read, it was passable. It was scary how just decent it was. And so, no, it's not going to put her out of a job as an editor, but that's one less intern I have to bring in. That's one less freelancer I will hire to do, just menial work like that. Me and Danny,
You see
Danny,
what's
you
wrong with that?
designer too, right? It's just like AI reminds me a lot of what we use, like stock photos. Those subscription services that we use. They immediately because when we go in there, we do a search for, I want this particular person doing this particular activity, outdoors, sunny day, a couple, whatever the thing might be. And what you're going to find is, and then that pulls up a photo, several photos, and typically the best options I get depend on how well I put the prompts into that machine, into that service. What's going to happen pretty soon is they're going to offer me, because like when you go in, it gives me videos, it gives me photos, it gives me graphic images, right? And eventually it's going to give me AI options. This website is going to generate AI options for that prompt that I asked for. I want to, family on a family picnic,
Adobe already doing it.
in the summer on the beach, and they're going to give me an option from a photographer, and they're going to give me an option from an AI. You know what I'm saying? And so the tools are already being integrated in everything that we're doing. Like I was saying before, AI has already been integrated into Photoshop. So there's tons of artists that are using Photoshop right now for their artwork, and nobody's kicking them out of any place for that. And like the tool is right there, already integrated into the program. So when they use that AI tool in Photoshop, are we kicking these people out? Is this wrong? They're using the Photoshop tool just like any other tool in their arsenal.
Hey,
I think it's wrong.
Photoshop smooth background.
My main issue is that I think it's hypocritical, because if you're going to turn a blind eye to, if these con promoters are going to turn a blind eye to the legalities of fan art, then you really have it's a hard argument to go after people using AI.
It ain't the con owners turning a blind eye to the fan art. What are you talking about?
No, they are. They are.
How are the time out? If the people that really
going back to this again?
Are you really back to what? I'm sorry if y'all wrong. I mean, I don't mind.
There's no
So you're saying
way
that
we're wrong.
there's
no way possible we're wrong.
I'm saying that if Marvel and DC and all the big names did not want people selling Spider-Man, Batman, such and such and such and such, if they did not want it, like I'm not talking about even Disney. If Disney and all them folk did not want it, you don't think that they couldn't make some calls and talk to the con runners and be like, listen, if y'all got people there, we gonna have legal action, having and not have a place there and not have an influence there. We will take legal action, and you can bet your sweet ass that all them con sheets that them con sheets that you were just talking about, where people couldn't do AI in there. What?
Bet your sweet ass. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I'm just saying, like them contracts that you got to sign to be on. If Marvel and DC and Disney or whatever had issue with it, I guarantee you would see it right there. Cannot have such and such and such. I guarantee you it would happen tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say that doesn't have anything to do with the con runners. Like, I know for a fact because
it does though.
Hold on, I read contracts. If I had $1 for every show that says, like, in their contracts they say that fan art is not permitted, but they still let people sell it. Like, I've even had like come in as guests, be like, "Yo, I roll with somebody who sells fan art." You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with it, but that's what it is. So can we bring that? And they're like, "Yeah, man, don't worry about it." Like they'll have it in their contract and still they allow it. Like, I see that all the time.
But I'm saying that there would be more pushback than y'all would. But that's what I'm saying though. Like,
the statement that
it's not the con. The con might have it, but the con's not enforcing it. Clearly, the con is not enforcing it. But if Marvel and DC and Disney genuinely had a legal problem with it, they would shut it down tomorrow. Am I wrong?
It doesn't so.
But that's a moot point because they don't have.
No, don't give me that moot point thing. Yes or no? Would they shut it
down? We
already know that. No. I'm talking about Imani. Imani talking about it's a moot point. I'm telling you that they would shut it down.
They don't have any more. If they don't have a problem with you selling fan art, okay, cool. They're just as complicit in using AI too. So
no, because AI is somebody not doing the damn work, dude. There's a stark difference between if I do the work and then if a computer does the work. If the computer does the work, that means that you didn't do the work.
They're not coming after you for selling fan art, and they're not coming after artists using AI art.
Actually, they do. More cons have taken a harder stance than they ever did with fan art against AI art. And the reason why is because they want people there who actually did the work. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude.
The reason why they don't turn away fan art. The reason why they don't turn away fan art vendors is because they make up the majority of the vendors that populate most of these shows.
And Marvel and DC don't care. And Marvel and DC don't care. Finish the part. Finish it. Marvel and DC don't care.
They make too much money off of fan art,
but they also want actual artists. That's why it's called Artist Alley. They do care. They literally come out and say you cannot sell fan art more so, and they do, and they enforce it way more.
Can I just say something? Because something that I'm noticing all over the country now is you're having people that are set up in Artist Alley that are not artists. They're selling.
I did see
their friends' art. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're constantly trying to figure out ways. Like, people are always going to test the lines and blur the lines. I feel like that's a little bit shady, right?
I agree.
Like if I like, that's like me saying Marcus Williams is going to be in Seattle, and then you get there and it's my black ass, selling all Marcus's prints. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're, the people are doing that a lot now. And
I see that. I agree.
And especially like anime conventions.
I see.
So people are always going to blur the lines and figure out. I think the thing about the one of the differences between the two, because I still contend that they're both stealing, but one of them you're stealing for corporations. The other one you're stealing from independent artists, like with the AI thing. You know what I'm saying? With that. So I feel like that
we agree.
That's where that it's like you say you disagree with that.
I said that we're gonna have to agree to disagree on it.
what is there to disagree about? That's
Because
that's
I'm
why
just
I'm
saying,
trying to figure out
I
how
already
you-
said it. I
how
said it
you
like 3
disagree?
times. Y'all don't agree with it, so I don't even
You
know
don't
why
think-
you
you
going
don't
back.
think
Like
Trump-
if you're
you don't
doing
think
fan
stealing-
art,
I'm
you're
saying that
taking
if
IP.
they genuinely thought it was stealing, they
No,
would
no,
shut
no.
it down.
It
They're
doesn't matter
literally
what you
not.
think.
So
If-
if y'all go,
Somebody walks
if
into
Marvel
your
and
store-
DC are like, hey, we're not going to do nothing,
hold on.
then it's not stealing.
Hold up. If
Hell, it's free publicity for them. It's
it-
literally free
it's not-
publicity. How is it not
rules
free
are rules,
publicity?
laws are
How?
laws. IP
Go ahead,
laws
Imani.
are
Say what you're
laws.
gonna say.
That I don't know why that part's hard.
I
bro.
have
Like,
literal. There are people
it's
in the
either-
industry
it's either
agreeing
against
with
the law or
me.
it's
Jimmy
not.
Robinson, creator of Bomb Queen, literally agrees with me on it. So I don't know why
either
y'all
against
looking
the
at me
law
like
or
I'm
it's
crazy.
not, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I said early on. That's why I said a long time ago. Is
No,
it
wait,
cool?
wait,
Is it cool for
Jimmy
me to
said
break
that
the
was a
law if I'm
slippery slope.
skillful
He
at it?
didn't say
No,
Like,
Jimmy agreed. Go and look back at your post, homie.
Listen, all I'm saying
Yeah,
Back in
I
is
looked at
post.
post. He said it's a
Go
slippery
ahead.
from
slope.
that
He doesn't
perspective.
know
No,
which
no,
way
no.
it's going.
And read what
He
I
never
said
agreed that
after.
it was not.
Read what I
That's
said
not
after.
what he agreed
From
on.
that perspective, right?
Okay.
Again, like I said before, from that perspective, that's the equivalent of saying it's okay for me to break this law as long as I'm really good at it.
No,
Like,
that's not
as
the
long,
same.
as long as I'm good at
No,
it, as
that's
long
not
as
the
anybody
same.
gonna pull my
It's not
card.
the same at all. I don't even know
It
where you're
is.
getting that analogy from.
That's why Greg is trying to make
This is the
it.
weirdest analogy. It ain't even close.
That's why Greg's trying to make it clear to you.
As long as I put work into this, as long as I actually
No,
As long as
where
I
y'all
work
getting
really
that
hard
from?
to steal it.
Where y'all
I work
getting that
real
from?
hard to steal
Right.
this
That's
car.
not it at all.
If I go Ocean's 11 on this hoe, if I go Ocean's 11 on this hoe, you gotta let it ride. You cannot
It's not
come
stealing.
after me,
Yeah,
sir.
right.
No.
Because I
that's-
put
those
Ocean's
are
level.
both very bad analogies.
I
but-
put Ocean's 11 level intellect into this.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
So,
way.
but think about that.
All right.
Check this out.
If
Check
I-
this out.
if I
Check this
go
out. The reason why, because there's another argument that most people have. There's another argument that most people have about drawing fan art, which is very similar to the AI argument, because a lot of
Keep
people
trying.
come at people that do
Keep
fan art
trying.
because they say whoever does the fan art aren't putting in the work to really build a fan base around your own original IP. You're trying to monetize someone else's hard work. You try to take credit for someone else's. You're trying to capitalize off of someone else's creation.
7 years of Black Panther.
And I would
That's
say
the
those
same
people are
argument
full of
as
shit
AI.
because I make fan art and I sell my books right there with them. So
but that you can't.
and
be
I
a
got prints of
hypocrite
my
and
stuff
you can't
and
be
I
a
got prints of
hypocrite
their
and come at
stuff.
AI.
But
AI
Amani's point is, Amani's point is, if it was about your artwork, and how skillful you are, then you would just draw your characters. You would.
But if you draw your character along with other characters, so
you don't need. Why are you using somebody else's characters when you have your own character?
Because I like, just like why do we buy comics from? Why do we buy Superman? Why do we buy Batman? Why do we buy Nightwing? Because we love the characters, and that's how we show our. That's how we show our love.
But
why would Greg? He's
then you don't
already
have to
doing.
sell it.
Hold on. Why is Greg does?
Then you're right. Why are you selling it is the question.
Why Greg does Tuskegee Airs, Greg does all this other stuff, but why would he do Superman? Well, he could if he's good enough on Tuskegee Airs. Why does he need to do Superman? He loves the characters too. There's a love that goes along with it. If you didn't love the characters, you wouldn't fucking do it.
That's completely.
I can't pay Greg to do Superman.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about why would Greg? It's not always just
He's
money.
doing
too.
that Superman story through DC.
Yes, exactly. My point being,
they are paying him to
it's
do
the
that
same
story.
argument about it's the same
their
argument.
IP.
All right, I'm gonna let you finish.
It's
Go
their
ahead.
IP.
Go ahead.
They're like,
let
hey,
you finish.
listen,
And then I'm gonna talk.
I have this character. I would love for you to do a version of a story for this character that we created. And I'm going to pay
you
for
know
it.
how many people that Marvel have actually picked up from Artist Alley just because they can see that they can draw their characters too?
Good.
Like that's a part of it too. You not only are you showing off your artwork for your character, you're showing off your artwork for everybody.
Hey, a portfolio.
Like there's nothing wrong with
selling
that.
prints though.
It
Having
is.
a portfolio is not the same thing as selling print. Javon.
but it's part of your portfolio. Every piece of art you do is part of your portfolio.
Then don't sell it.
Part of your portfolio.
You can. That's like saying, all right, man, I'm doing a character, my own character as a print. I'm not gonna sell it because it's part of my portfolio. It's the dumbest damn thing in the world. We all trying to make money here.
If I build a Toyota,
there's a bunch of writers talking. That's the real problem. I gotta get some artists on here.
If I
There's
build,
a bunch of writers on this.
There's a difference between being okay with
I'm
something.
not an artist. I got you. I got you.
I mean, are you a comic book artist? I don't know, Imani. I'm asking.
I'm just some schlub. Don't worry about what I do.
I ask a question, Imani. Why you don't take offense?
There's no way that you don't understand the difference here. There's no way.
Imani, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you a question.
Last year, right? Check it out.
Okay.
The biggest vendors at Motor City were these huge, like floor to ceiling vendors, and they were selling these posters of portraits of any of your favorite comic book characters. They practically all look the same. I don't know how they produced them, but there was like the biggest, and they would have like, at least 4 or 5 rows of just one vendor. They were selling the posters, they were selling them on t-shirts, any number of different things they had produced. And they were like these holograph, portrait posters and stuff like that. And the first thing that crossed my mind was, when I saw it, the first thing that crossed my mind was that by this time next year with AI, that's going to be even cheaper to produce all of that stuff.
Good for them. It don't make it right.
No, I'm not saying it makes it right.
So
I'm just saying is that the tool is going to make that process faster. And
it's not a tool. It's a cheat. Stop calling it a tool. It's not a tool. It's a cheat.
Listen,
that's like you get a game genie and you blur and you go through the game mad quick because you use a game genie. You invincible through the whole game. Oh, you the stuff now. Oh, you the best player in the world. Nah, dude, you cheated. It's not a tool. You cheated.
Okay, man. If you're gonna talk over me, then I'm cool.
Dude, I let you talk. We heard your story about MotorCon and how stuff gonna be cheaper, and you got there rows and rows and rows of posters. I heard the story.
No, you definitely didn't. There's no way.
Let me ask you a question before we get to the
damn story.
Let me.
And by the way, I've already said on this occasion that I'm not a big fan of guys who just do prints at Comic Cons and Artist Alley who take up like 3-4 tables. I've said personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I want to see more comic book artists. So I'm just letting y'all know. William, I said agree to disagree. They kept going.
Only thing I like when you're like,
I said agree to disagree.
When there's things that are
I said
like
it
facts and we have to disagree about what's factual and what's not. That's where
I gave you facts. You will hear my facts. You don't agree with my facts?
I've agreed with quite a few things that you said. But again, when it comes to the point about like, is fan art like you're not taking somebody else's IP? Like that's a fact. That's
right, but I'm not.
It doesn't matter.
Not perpetrating like it's mine though. That's the difference. AI is somebody. AI is somebody. Hold on, time out.
You're making a profit from it,
dude. Chill out.
That is the problem. If you were showing it off like, hey, look how good I am. Look at my spider.
Hey, Morgan, stop.
That's one thing.
AI is somebody going, I typed in this little computer. I didn't do no work, and this popped out. This is my artwork. I'm the artist. See? Doing fan art, it's in the word. You're a fan of it. Yeah, you making a little bit of money, but you ain't making nowhere near what Marvel making. And you're not saying this is Spider-Man created by Javon Stokes. Like you're doing this out of love.
You're not
like
signing the art. You're not signing your fan art when you do it.
I mean, because I did the actual art. I didn't make the character. You can't tell the difference,
huh?
It's my drawing of Spider-Man. You're damn right. It's my drawing of Spider-Man.
Oh my God,
but you just said you're not saying I did.
No, I didn't say I created Spider-Man. I didn't say these are all my characters that I created. Oh, I drew that Spider-Man. I drew this. I drew this.
This is the best hill you died on.
I told you I was going to die on this hill. Imani knew I was going to die on this hill. You knew it. That's why you said it. I can't wait to talk to you about it. You knew I was going to die on. Here we go, Kevin. You ready?
Yo,
hey,
I told you. I said agree to disagree.
That argument is That argument is hilarious. I'm
I
gonna say
said
that.
agree to
That is
disagree.
Again,
like
I think
yeah, we can agree to disagree. But if we ever had that conversation again, I will
I'm gonna tell you the
giggle a
same
lot.
damn thing. The same
Yeah.
damn thing.
I just think
Crap
this
is
is
insane.
Here's the point I was trying to make was that
That crap is
the thing
insane.
is the way this tool works is it's a double-edged sword. Okay, is that because if you're paying attention to the strikes that the writers and the actors strike that they're having right now, you know what I'm saying, the
Mm.
the actors are fighting to protect their actual image, their actual personal image. You know what I'm saying? Their contracts are saying that they can use their likeness for into perpetuity, right? So when you have the only way they're going to actually have to take some AI tool and reverse engineer it. There's going to be scouring, you know, films and the internet and whatever, what have you, streaming services for their likeness, right? To protect their rights to their own personal likeness. So it's nothing. That's like so. In the event that the layman has control over their actual personal likeness, people are starting to not only copyright their words that they write, they're actually copywriting and protecting their voice, their actual voice, not only just their image, but just like musicians are having the force to actually protect their actual cadences and how they deliver music. So this is only this a logical step that it will continue into protecting the IP. The only way to protect, the only way for independent artists, if the AI is stealing independent IPs, the tool has to be in place to protect all of them. And it's going to come back on all these other artists that are using and monetizing, other people's IPs. It's going to come back to you too. So it's going to come full circle. It's like I'm all for protecting independent artists and protecting intellectual property, but it's like we can't have this conversation where I'll say, okay, well, the way what I'm doing is okay. What you're doing is wrong. It's just like you can't just start the conversation that way. Either
Y'all,
we're
y'all
gonna
both have
protect
to
it
live in
all,
that gray area.
or we're gonna take advantage of it all. Because
No, we can.
that's
Very
how this
easily.
is how these
Just did it.
corporations take advantage. This is how these corporations get in the positions where they can take the advantage that they can, because they've let artists capitalize off the loophole for decades. So when they're turn around and they start capitalizing off of these same loopholes, when they start using AI, then all of a sudden there's a problem. But if they like had we had all been responsible and protecting each other from the very get go, we would have more of a leverage when coming into these conversations. But a lot of cases, we're taking advantage of the same loopholes these corporations are taking advantage of. Just like when this conversation about fan art, you know what I'm saying? Just like a woman did a painting of my wife using a photo from Facebook, turned around and sold it, tried to sell it to me for $400 some, right? And it's sort of like,
Y'all didn't ask for that?
what? Yeah, I asked for the image, and she was like, "Yeah, it's gonna cost $400." That was the smallest print size. But think about this: artists do this all the time. If they were gonna do it, they do a picture of Jamie Foxx. Where they do a Google search. They get a photograph. So are they stealing the photographer's IP? Yes. Are they using it to create original artwork? Yes. And then they turn around and sell it. It's like we can argue all day about the tool, but it's really about the intent. If you're intending to use this tool to steal, then it'll steal faster than any other tool that you can get your hands on. But if you're using this tool to enhance your work, I don't think that's a problem. And it's
I
already being integrated, and I think it's a broader conversation. I don't think all AI basically crawls the internet and crawls. It's like certain AI that's like it crawls different things. It doesn't just crawl the internet. It takes its information from whatever you feed into it. So if your intention is to just basically rob and steal, then yeah, it's always going to be the case. But that's how Google has operated for decades. The reason why you can't go onto the New York Times website for free, it's not about making you pay. It's about keeping Google off of it. That's why the Washington Post is subscription based. It's about keeping Google from crawling it, from Google from stealing information and monetizing their content. It's like they
This
have
is
blocked these machines from doing just that. And this is just
this is
another tool that does something similar.
this is a big debate that's going on. Like me as an electrician and an instrumentation electrician at that, our entire job is to build circuits that use instruments that allow us to. SCADA is not really AI, but it is like uh, I guess the best way it would be like a motherboard, so that we can see all of our different instruments all over the city at once. But we're using instruments to take measurements, and then it sends it back to the computer for us to be able to see the display at all times. Doing and having a system, it's just automation. Getting things to a place where you can automate to a certain degree allows you to need less manpower in the workforce. Like it's a big conversation that's been going on for a long time, especially for truck drivers. That's a big industry that there's a lot of concern for, because we all know if truck drivers stop driving, everything shuts down. But they're also looking at AI to deliver things versus needing truckers to do it all the daggone time. And there's a huge debate right now in truck driving, in fast food, there's a lot of different industries that are. We have to face the fact that these corporations, if they can pay for a machine, if that machine costs $50,000, but it can do the exact same amount of work as a human, and I can pay that, and I can pay for this machine once, and I got to pay this human $50,000 per year, they're going to take that option for that $50,000 machine. Do I agree with it? Do I think it's a good thing? No, I think there's definitely a big yeah, I don't want to welcome Skynet, but I think this is where we're at. But I also think, so I will say concerning this specific situation at the con, should they have walked her out? I think if all right, so I will say this: if she did a sketch and uploaded it in the AI, and the AI finished it and made it look different from the sketch, I personally, if I was there, I wouldn't buy it. Because I would want to see you do the entire process. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want to see you take it from start to finish. So I wouldn't buy it, but I think in that respect, if there are artists around that did it from start to finish and they're offended that this person is selling on the floor, I couldn't really disagree with them. But so much, unless we're gonna have the entire conversation we just had here to say, okay, well, everybody's not selling fan art. The agreement has to be, okay, we're all going to live in this gray area.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you on that, Amani. It's either we're all going to live in this gray area,
Right,
knowing that we're hopscotching hypocrisy, you know what I'm saying? Or we just all are going to go by the letter of law across the board, period, and we all know that's not going to happen. So I think that, so I agree with you that it's a more sordid conversation than it is. I personally, and I've said this on past shows, I'm definitely 100% in the space of, like, I would never be okay with me as a writer doing my thing and creating a great story, and then being able to upload my script into an AI and they draw it out. They make my comic book for me. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm selling it to make money. Would I be able to cut corners and like make a lot of money possibly doing that? Heck yeah. Because that AI art probably is going to be fantastic, and it's going to look like, you know what I'm saying, so many good artists out there. But I wouldn't take that option. Go ahead, Greg.
I just want to say that people were saying that exact same thing when, and somebody mentioned it in the comments. Forgive me if I forget, but when music started going digital, like in the 90s, like people were saying that exact same thing, and now it's like commonplace, because it does, like, you were paying so much money to do a studio session, whereas now people can do everything sitting at their desk. So I think as time goes, because I've had like some really good conversations with like some amazing artists,
Mhm.
and they're like, just like when Photoshop came in, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like either get with it now or be crusty and then get with it, way later, but you gotta end up, figuring out ways. Just like me, I don't have to we're looking for ways to, cut corners, right? I mean, save money anyway. So I'm not saying I right now everything about me says I prefer using an artist, but instead of me having to go back and forth for 4 days on some character design stuff, like I just got an image in from an artist that I'm working on, where I sent him an AI image. I was like, make this dude look kind of like this cat, and so he's like, bet. So he sends me over the sketch. I approve it. Now he sends me over the color thing. And any artist knows that the character design process could take forever, right?
Yep.
So it's like, saving a little bit of time here and there. It's like the more that it comes, well, regardless of how we feel about it, because still, like, we stream people's music and they get,
Pennies
like
on a dollar.
a quarter of a penny every time you stream, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's being, unfortunately, and I'm with you, Imani, like if they're gonna come up with, some uh, real blockages to stop people from being able to just slide through, that's cool. But we've seen this over and over. This argument is not different. It's just now we're talking about, like art, where before it was music, before it was pictures, like whatever.
Yeah, it just hadn't hit our area yet. Like, but I also will say this, and I want to be completely clear. I'm completely with SAG and the Writers Guild completely on what they're protesting for and about. Because again, this won't be the end of it, but they have to fight now in order to be able to get. Because again, it's not really about the big named actors and actresses that have made it, or the big name writers that have made it. There's a whole lot of people in the industry that are not getting paid like that. And it's the same argument that's been happening economically. Like UPS just settled today from their protests, you know what I'm saying, and getting ready to go on strike. There's a lot of renegotiating that has to take place in the country in all industries, and this is just our version of it in our industry. So, and I'm completely against. Again, I would never in life write a script and be like, yo, this joint's fire is done, and then be like, I know I could save a whole lot of money if I send this over to this I could put this script in this AI and it can render the whole thing for me. And then I don't have to pay these artists. I can just put it in, I can pay for this program once. And from now on, I can spit these comments out way faster because I don't have to wait. Because one of the for me and Danny, I'm sure Greg too, as writers, the hardest part of you creating your comic book is your artist deadlines, or whether or not they're going to meet them. And almost never is that going to happen. So I mean, if I pay this AI though,
again, though, more what Greg was saying, if we can use some tools to make the artist job easier, that should take away from that though. So if I can, if like Greg said, if I can get character design, if I can, lay out storyboards or whatever for the artists, so they don't have to work as hard to get what I want in my brain, it should make the process easier for everybody. So I think there's a place for some of this stuff. I am against like AI art for, you know, intellectual property stuff that people are making. But listen, if you can use a tool to do a character design or to come up with a better way to visualize your idea for somebody, I'm not against that.
as long as you're not selling it. To me, like I said, the reason I would have issues with what happened on the floor there is because you know what I'm saying, she did a sketch, but the AI finished rendering whatever it was. So I personally
But it
wouldn't want
wasn't.
to buy it. And if
But it
artists
wasn't
were around
Batman.
and they were bothered, I would agree with them that
It
you know.
wasn't Batman or Superman or Ace Blade. So again, I'd be a hypocrite saying that she can do a
No, I
original
feel you on that too.
character that she created or made up but another artist can do Batman and Superman. I would feel like that's hypocritical to me.
I feel you on that. I agree with you.
Yeah,
You put 'em
and
in your-
again, it could just be, like I said, I don't know enough about it because I've seen, like, I even question if it's really real because I haven't seen any factual information. It's all just been like a picture of an empty table. If you guys saw more, that's cool. But to me, like I have seen in certain, applications and like the bylaws of conventions, certain stuff is not permissible. So if they catch it, they do, have the right to, like, honest to goodness, you can't even be sure how many people, like some people can be, good enough at it to where you can't tell, right? Like Imani said, like if I get my image and then I draw over it, like if I get an AI image and then draw over it and add this, add certain stuff, it could come off looking like it's real, but then is that still bothersome? You know what I'm saying? Because it did come from an AI image. I don't know. We was messing around at Dragon Con and printed out a couple of the ones that I did, and people was trying to buy them. And I'm like, no, that's not what they're here for. You don't see these fingers? These fingers? You know what I'm saying? We're like, nah, we're not selling. I just wanted to see what the quality that it was putting out because it was a little cheap app.
All right, y'all want these lists before I go to bed, or what's up?
What? Bed?
Bro, I gotta be up at 4:30.
All right, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. It was a great conversation.
Might say, hey, I did what I came to do.
All right. So all right, let's get into the list.
Came to be wrong.
Let's get into the list. And Greg, you doing the list too?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, bet. All right, so let's get into our list.
Hey, I want to have a hip hop conversation after though, for real.
What hip hop? Oh, the one about Tyler Creator.
Yeah. I ain't finished my list. Damn.
All right, so
I agree with Tyler.
I'm sure you do.
Who said that, Danny?
Yeah.
Who else?
What do you agree about, Danny?
I agree that I care more about what you personally like than some ethereal top 5 that you don't even know nothing about. I prefer, if I'm talking to you about music, I want to know what you enjoy and what you like, not what should technically be the best. If you don't like Tupac, if you don't like Biggie, cool. But I want to know what you like. And that's, but y'all see my list all the time. That's why y'all
to me
that ain't what he was talking about.
To me, that's what we do.
That is what he was talking about.
He said that if he asked people who their best MCs were and they say Tupac, but you were born after such and such, like you don't even da. Like he tried to make it seem like if you a certain age, you can't like somebody who was, in the night. That's what he said though. I mean, we could play the clip.
That's not what his point was, though, Javon. He was saying, I care more about what you like than what the technical top 5 should be. If
the conversation isn't about what you like, it's about what's best. Because there are people who I like who I wouldn't say are the best rappers of all time. I like Ludacris. I wouldn't put Luda in my top 5.
But that's I was gonna say when we talked about this earlier in the chat. To me, that's what we do on this show. That's when we first started the show. We were trying to figure out when we do a greatest list versus best list, and what we've done is we've settled on best, which is a cross between greatest and favorites. Right? It's somewhere in between. So if you're gonna put it on your list, it needs to be something that is, universally, looked at similarly, whether you like it or not. But like that's the difference in between a greatest list where your favorites doesn't really matter as much and a best list, you know what I'm saying, and a favorites list. Your favorites list, I can't say nothing about. I can't get at you. I can't debate with you over who your favorite anything is. I can get at you if you say, like if Damian Lillard is your favorite player, you say Damian Lillard's the GOAT. In basketball, everybody in the world is gonna be like, what now? You know what I'm saying? And
So it's a little bit different, like with hip hop, right? Because like I see it, like like people put Eminem really high on their list. Eminem can rap, you know, he's really good with words, but he's not like in my top 10. And I'm talking about greatest rappers ever. So, you like what you think you're, you
But he
know,
would be in mine because that was I listened to Eminem a lot growing up.
I don't care what you listen to though.
I understand that, and I understand.
But it's like a lot of it's going to be based on, you know, like what your standards are, and I don't want to use standard in a way like, you know,
what your tastes are, man.
Yeah, well, not just taste, but like what your like what do you listen to hip hop for? Like what like you guys familiar with Dead Prez?
Yeah.
Right. So I interviewed Stickman from Dead Prez like years ago. We were having this great interview and stuff. One of the questions I asked him is, how does it feel to have like a classic song? Because it's bigger than hip hop. It, you know, transcends, you know. And he looked at me like I said, you know, you got doodle on your shoe. And he was like, classic song. He's like, classic songs to me is Stevie Wonder. It's Michael Jackson. You know, he's like, for you to tell him, for me to be telling him he's got a classic song, he's like, nah, I don't see it like that, you know? So it's like, you know, somebody else could hear, you know, some Eminem, for instance, and your mind could be blown, you know, like Danny apparently. To me, I hear him and I'm like, yeah. But, you know, so different people have different ideas of what's great. Like I always tell people, you can get most of the time somebody give you their top 5 MCs. It's always mainstream dudes, right? Like the dudes that were able to make money in the mainstream arena. I'm like, whatever 5 you come up with, I can come up with a 5 that will destroy them. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who you come up with because there's so many great people. So I think I agree with Danny for once. I think that what Tyler was trying to say is that, yeah, watch out now.
dangerous world we in tonight.
I don't know. Be careful.
But yeah, I think
exactly
what he was trying to say is like, because right now that's what we do, right? It's like when I tell people, you know, how dope Big Daddy Kane is, since he's not consistently on the, you know, these people's top list or whatever, some people look at me like, what? We had a dude in a group I'm in, we tore his ass up, like 200 comments, because he said some stuff like Big Daddy Kane wasn't that good or whatever. And
sound like Dannyism right there.
We straight up bullied his ass into coming back and being like, I had to go back and listen again, man. I'm really sorry.
That's just like some Danny was saying. That's just like
how you gotta
Morgan. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
That's the difference. I wouldn't say that somebody's whack if I never listened to it. Like I'm always put Fonte in my top 10. Fonte is to me one of the best rappers I've ever heard. Consistently amazing, and I'm gonna put him in my top 10. Most people in the world are not gonna do that, but to me, his music connects with me.
Right. So
I felt like what Tyler was saying though was, you know, if you don't, I think he was trying, the way he made it sound like he was like, well, you 17 years old, you weren't born doing such and such, and like he made it seem like just because you aren't from, say, like if you 18, 19, yeah, you weren't alive when Biggie was dropping hits, but because you weren't alive when Biggie were dropping hits, you can't say that he in your top 5, even though maybe you do listen to it. Maybe so maybe you hang out with people who do listen to Biggie. Like I just think that he kind of overgeneralized
with it the same way that we could. If you didn't grow up during when G Unit and what's his name was going through all that beef, like it's not, the music's not going to affect you the same way if you were born in 1993.
Music though, like in the club, like but you could be 17 years old and hear in the club and be like, that's a banger,
right? But so check it out, because I
was 17 when In the Club came out. That's different.
No, I'm talking about right now. You telling me that you don't think you could be 18 years old and like In the Club?
You can like it, but you're not going to experience it the same way.
It don't matter though. It doesn't matter. The experience doesn't matter though.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it matters.
Hold on. Let me say this. It's like I can like Stevie Wonder music that came out before I was born, or I can like the Temptations. The Temptations was out before I was born, but I love My Girl. Like I love that song. Like when the what do you call it? When the movie came out, I knew damn near every song. And the reason I knew it is because my dad is a musician, so and my mother was a singer, and they played that around me. Now I wasn't alive when those songs came out, but I love them. So it might not have the same impact that it had on them, but it still had an impact on me. And that's what I'm saying. Like the experience doesn't necessarily matter. It's whether you love the music or not.
And I get that, but like, so some of it, because this is an argument on the counter. Like when I hear people, like especially younger people that are dissing, like I always use Rakim as the perfect example, right? If you listen to Rakim today, there's no way it's going to be as impactful as it was the first time I heard him in 1987. Let me explain why. Because since Rakim came, you got your Nas's, you got all these other guys that have basically like, took what he did stylistically and taken it to different levels, right?
Okay.
So the first time I heard Rakim, I can tell you exactly where I was. I was in the back seat of the car, me and my sister looking at each other like, what the hell is this? Because we had never heard anybody like him before.
Which is fine.
Hold on. So it's like
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like this. I can say that for certain people, Big Daddy Kane was the same way. But like Rakim is always my first. He's the first person that I heard ever rap like that. He was like, I call him an alien, like a true alien. And then you have some other people, but like when Nas came, Nas was dope, but it's like we had already heard somebody chill out on a beat and just ride it like nobody's business. So with that, like if you listen to Biggie for the first time today, like the culture is even different now. What's mainstream, like the stuff that when Biggie was saying it, you weren't allowed to be saying all that stuff he was saying,
No,
so
I get it.
So there is some impact. Now you can still, if you appreciate beats, you appreciate lyrics, yes, you can totally go back and be like, okay, yeah, I love this, I love that. But it gets a little bit murky because I think Tyler's not talking about like real hardcore music fans. I think he's talking about these like the hive mind people where it's like, okay, well, I'll give this example and then I'll shut up. A couple of years ago, people started talking about how Busta Rhymes, like how nobody wants to perform, after Buster because he's so dope in his stage show. I've witnessed it and I agree. Now people are starting to push Buster up like he's one of the top MCs ever. And I don't agree. I love Bust, like since the beginning, but he's not like no top 5 level, no top 10 level MC.
Hit you with the millions of what you.
He's not.
What?
I'm talking
top 5
lyrics.
No. Top 5 no, but top 10?
Yeah,
come on, son.
Dude,
we might have had that conversation on another show.
We can. I love Bust, but
I don't know. Listen, man.
Bust makes great music, but I'm not.
If we talking lyricists, we talking lyricists, longevity, bangers. Come on now, features.
I'm talking about.
He got all that.
He checks every. He checks.
When I'm talking MC, I'm talking lyrics.
Never taught me nothing.
Buster can go too. What you talking about?
He can't.
Buster's music ain't never taught me nothing. Like I ain't never sat and listened to Buster.
But not every rapper.
Buster just blew my mind. Like no, Bust is dope. He makes dope, like like club, like cool music or whatever. But he ain't like knocking, like. And I love this man, like since PTA, like. Yes,
but you got to say, but again, like you talking about impact, and I'll agree that our impacts aren't the same.
When I say MC, I'm talking lyric. Like
no, I know. I'm talking about when you were talking about impact, and I'm saying yes, impacts aren't the same because again, it's a lot different. Like me hearing Biggie now compared to somebody else hearing Biggie before. and getting somebody hearing Biggie now. You wanted to come into it.
Y'all tricked me. Y'all tricked me.
Hey, you came on late, bro. You came on late.
I got
You
tricked.
gotta get back. You gotta make up them hours. You know what it's like when you work
we
an
can
hourly job.
circle back to this. We can
live
do
at the
this when we circle
barbecue.
back.
Yes, nah, that's the first time we like for unless you was probably living in Queens. That's the first time you
All right,
heard.
we can do the list. We can
like-
let's do the list before Danny gets in trouble. We don't want Danny getting in
All right,
trouble.
Greg, you the guest. Greg, you the guest.
We'll let that.
Nah, man, you gotta go first. You the one that's complaining.
We'll let Danny go first.
I'm not
Then
complaining.
he gonna-
It's 9:30.
then he
Then,
gonna leave,
yeah,
man.
Greg ain't no guest no more, man. Greg,
Danny's definitely going first because
Danny, you go
he
first.
gonna leave first.
All right, number 5. White Man Can't Jump is one of my favorite sports films of all time. So Sidney Dean is going on my list. All right. He helped the white boy dunk at the end of the movie. So he was one of the greatest to be. Number 4, another basketball player though. Jesus Shuttlesworth. That is the guy. I like the story that Spike Lee told about Denzel saying, "Hey, I'm scoring."
You
He said, "Listen,
give me
I'm gonna give me one at least."
Leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. All right, number 3, Bobby Boucher, The Water Boy. That was one of the funniest movies at the time it came out. Again, that's over Jesus. Oh yeah. Now, The Water Boy was one of those underdogs, one of those underdog stories where it's like, hey, he shouldn't be this good, but and you know me, I love the underdog story. So number 2, of course, is Rocky Balboa.
Wow.
All right. Rocky at number 2.
Wow.
And then number 1, I told y'all gonna be mad at my
wait. Hold on. Let me hover right over the off button.
It's gonna be LeBron James for Space Jam.
Please don't tell me it's LeBron.
Michael Jordan. No, I'm just playing. It's Bruce Leroy from Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
I mean, I guess we can call him an athlete.
He had the glow. He got the glow at the end. You can't. Hey, Bruce Leroy, come on now.
You had. I wish we took a screenshot of everybody's face after he said. Morgan was like.
I prepared my list for rebuttal. I prepared my list for rebuttal already, so I'll go next. So if there's that much of a pushback, I already have my number 6 to knock down to 5, and then whatever. All right,
man,
so
real athlete.
Number 5
backup list, man. Come on,
it ain't a backup list. I don't know when y'all niggas gonna be tripping. All right, so number 5, Jesus Shuttlesworth. He got game. He's got to be on your list to me. If you're black, especially, he's got to be. I mean, I'm sure there's people that have Bull Durham and
Greg's stupid. Man.
Yeah, but anyway,
Greg,
we already know.
so number 5, Jesus Shuttlesworth. Number 4, Ivan Drago. That dude literally still defines.
I already know who Morgan's number 1.
Hey, listen, that dude.
I already know who
he
Morgan
still defines
the steroid.
being.
I know he's straight juiced up.
Look, that dude is still like this. We still say to this day, "I must break you." You know what I'm saying? Every like he was the stereotypical.
Who your number
beast in the movie?
Who your number 3? Mark McGuire.
Number 3, number 3, Danny LaRusso, the Karate Kid.
Would never be on my list ever.
And the only reason I have him on my list is because he was such a legendary character for when I was growing up. Like everybody had seen Karate Kid, everybody watched that joint. I didn't want to put Jean-Claude Van Damme on there for for his movies. Number 2. Number 2, and this is where the controversy
I know he spent the whole movie getting his butt kicked. He got one lucky kick.
Hey, listen,
he's getting rocked.
Listen, but there's a lot of people. I had context for these situations because I mean, you can put Bobby Boucher on your list, right? But he wasn't great because he was smart or like technically
That
skilled.
boy was
He's
hitting like Ray
hitting
Lewis. What
hard.
you talking about, man?
But anyway, number two, and number two, and here's the controversy. Michael Jordan, Space Jam.
No, come on, man. Nah,
What are you
don't do
talking
that.
about?
Nah,
Why is
dude,
that not
come
right?
on, man.
Why is that not right?
Nah, dude.
He
He was playing Michael
his
Jordan.
actual
In
self.
that movie, you didn't
was
say
playing
fake
Michael
characters.
Jordan.
You said
No.
movie characters.
These are all fictional
You
athletes.
said movie athletes. He is an athlete in a movie.
No.
All right, fine.
No.
All right.
He's
Okay,
playing
fine.
himself.
Fine. All right.
They literally took
So
him off
Willie
a golf
Beeman-
course.
Willie Beeman is my number 5 then, right? And then we just move it up.
Wait a
Willie
minute.
Beeman's number
Who's
5.
your number one? Damn it.
Number 1 is Rocky, obviously.
I
mean, it's got to be number 1. Rocky's got to be number 1. How is he not going to be number 1? Rocky is
You
at
surprised
such
me.
a level
today.
that they literally built a statue of him in real life. What are you talking about? Like,
Really?
You
Why-
surprised me today, man.
That's
You surprised me.
whiteness, man.
there's no
I thought
comparison.
I could have swore you were gonna put Creed at number 1.
I can't. There's no statue of Adonis Creed, bro. There's a
What's-
statue in
What
Philadelphia.
is
of
Rocky's
Rocky.
record in the movies?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter.
He beat like 8. He beat like 13 dudes in the
In
third
the
movie.
montage, in the little montage.
Yeah, in the montage.
But he was,
Hey.
kind of
He was taking people out of the montage.
The reason
He was 57, 23, and 1.
the reason that Rocky has to be in the spot that he's in to me is because this dude has a legacy so
I could've
huge.
swore
He
you
has
were-
a legacy so huge that he literally is a fake character, has a real statue in Philadelphia. That's
Right.
insane.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll go.
And I'll type it in a minute.
Number 5. This one, I just put it on there. I'm gonna run with it. My man Forrest Gump. That dude ran across America. All right, non-stop across
He kept
America.
running.
he was stupid.
Hey, listen,
Kept
but that boy
running.
could run. All
I'm
right,
gonna put him on mine.
he was outrunning everybody. He was running out Vietnamese
I
people.
was
He
running.
out everything. All right, number 4. Monica Wright, Love and Basketball.
And ping pong. Don't forget ping pong.
And ping pong. Monica Wright is my number 4. Love and Basketball. I felt so
Love and
bad for her,
Basketball,
man.
Monica Wright.
If she was during this time, she'd be killing it. She was back during when
I don't
nobody
know,
was
man.
watching
Her,
WNBA.
her handles was kind of weak, bro.
I know she had to work on her defense, but that's
Yeah,
all right.
his
Wasn't
handles.
impressive.
I'll get right. Number 3, Willie Beeman. Gotta go with Steamin' Willie Beeman.
His name is Willie.
Beeman.
Willie.
Number 2, Jesus Shuttlesworth, man. I don't even know how y'all got him so low. And then number 1, gotta do Rocky. I gotta do Rocky, man. I mean,
Jesus was a little lower because he was
That-
played by an actual athlete. But
Jamie
but-
Foxx was an athlete too, though.
Sorry.
Not
What you
really.
mean? Didn't he play
Not
football?
And, like,
I could have sworn he played not like professional football,
Professional?
but like
not for an actual.
I didn't. I said not for
NFL team,
professional,
like,
but he was an he
like
was
Ray
he's an
Allen.
actual like he's an athlete. He was athletic.
Yeah, sure.
All right, go ahead, Greg.
Solid.
All right, so I know I'm old. So
You
number
gotta
5,
stop saying that. You ain't that much older than me, dog.
Yeah,
We
man. I
already
don't know
discussed this, man. Come
if
on.
you say so. So, anyways, number 5, I got Bobby Boucher because, like, he was freaking wrecking ball.
man.
I gotta put these in
That
the
was
right
Urlacher.
order. I got Willie Beeman, number 4. I appreciate him, rising up and, through a lot. He wasn't the biggest, but, he did his thing.
Michael Vick.
Number 3, I got Roy Hobbs from The Natural. Yeah, like I said, y'all know.
Why did he make that face, dude?
Because he don't know nothing about that. Roy Hobbs.
Let me Google it real quick.
Did he like? I was
Robert
alive for that
Redford.
movie.
Roy Hobbs, baseball player. It's a baseball movie.
Wow.
He was a beast. Then I had to shift and figure out which one of these is 2 and which one is 1. So I'm gonna go number 2, Moses Guthrie, from A Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, played by Dr. J. One of the great, like I said, I'm old. And then
What's the name of the movie?
it's The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. it's like the first basketball movie I ever seen, I think. So
Was this
It came out
is this a
in
BET
1979.
Arabesque movie?
no, it was before BET.
All right.
And my number one, man, I gotta go with my man Shep from Above the Rim. I mean,
Chef.
my man came out with some corduroys on,
Some corduroys.
some corduroys in a long john shirt, and threw a jersey on it, and gave
sure
everybody the business.
Ashy is all
He
get
was
out too.
unstoppable. He would have been the greatest player ever, but he had problems. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with Nutso's death. You know what I'm
Played ball
saying?
one time in the movie. He
That's all
played
we
ball
needed.
one time in the movie.
All we
Hey,
needed.
he
And
did
it was
came
the
out
most,
one time.
it was the most
It's some dress
legendary.
He has
He
some
number
dress,
one, too.
he has some dress shoes and some corduroys.
He number one.
Exactly.
Number one.
Hey.
He put that boy number one.
I
You
definitely,
ain't even put. You ain't even
I
put.
definitely
You
should
ain't
be
put.
allowed to have Michael Jordan. That's ridiculous.
You ain't even. Why?
That's not the same thing at all. You compared Just
You put
Leon,
against
You
Michael
got Bruce
Jordan.
Leroy on your
Leon.
list, nigga.
but he was playing a character. Like,
Wait a minute. Your list ain't even have Jesus Shuttlesworth. What's up, Greg?
I mean, like I said, y'all haven't seen The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh because Moses
anybody?
Guthrie,
you're right.
Moses Guthrie is killing Jesus Shuttlesworth. Like, I'm just saying.
This is a movie in black and white, Greg.
Nah, man. 1 minute you like, you ain't that old. Now you trying to
Hey, you said it. I didn't.
It's
You
not
don't want
my
to talk
fault.
about, I'm so old.
everybody
So tired.
everybody should know The Fish That Saved.
We don't, though.
I don't give a fuck. But yeah, and then
You got your boy from the
It's
Sandlot
not
in
Chef.
there.
It's Shep. Isn't
Shep.
it SHEP?
yeah.
Why you? No,
That's
he
what he
put
said,
Chef.
Shep.
Greg.
Is it S? What is it? SH?
Like-
Yeah, like Shepherd.
Shep.
I was like, who is Chef? Like South
Bad. That's what I
Rack-
heard. My bad.
Raekwon?
I apologize.
some booms, some crazy, dirty booms.
Yeah.
I was
That's
going.
my joint.
I was really gonna make y'all mad and put the kid from dang, what was the one where he had the arm?
Oh, you talking about
He had
the rookie?
stretchy arm. Yeah, the rookie. That's what I was really gonna make y'all mad. He had the stretchy
Out of his
arm.
bad as hell.
I was gonna my honorable
child on your list.
my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions were, of course, Bobby Boucher, Dottie Henson from A League of Their Own,
I could have put Happy Gilmore.
Maggie Fitzgerald from $1 Million Baby.
Didn't
Wait a minute though. Was she good in
Wild
that
Thing.
movie? I can't
Guy?
remember. I feel like she wasn't good though.
She was good.
Yeah, she
She was good.
It's been a while since
She
I've
got
seen
really good. She got really good. Like, she just had to be trained. Like, she had a desire. She was like, it's similar to Rocky. Like, she had the desire, she had the heart. She just had to get the technical skills, and he didn't want to work with her. But once he
Shane
gave her
Falco.
technical skills, she was out there rocking people.
How you put Shane Falco in
Y'all
your list?
wasn't rocking with. Y'all wasn't rocking with Airbud.
Shut up.
I hate
Forrest Gump was another one that was close to me, and
I'm gonna put Paul Crew.
of course, Happy Gilmore.
From the original or the
Oh, you
Or the
took.
second
I mean,
I like the Adam Sandler.
And
long
Ricky
shots.
Bond,
I
bro,
like that one.
Major League. I almost put him on there.
I almost put him on mine too.
Yeah, I thought
I
about
I was this close.
my honorable mention was gonna be Omar Epps because he played a major league star. He played a
Wasn't
NBA.
it Wesley first?
Yeah, but he played him too.
Oh, that's right. He played him in the sequel.
And then but he played baseball, basketball, he played football, like it wasn't he in the
he
football?
was played baseball. He played basketball. I don't remember him playing.
I think he
football.
was in Rudy.
Oh no, wasn't he in not the system? What's the name of the damn movie? The college football movie.
Not
The
Rudy.
program.
Yeah, the program.
He was in the program,
That's it.
wasn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because they had like the Florida State looking jersey. Yeah. And
I'm
then,
posting.
I almost
I'm
put.
posting the.
I could have put Ricky Bobby. Really, I was about to. I was this close.
I thought about it because I
Ricky Bobby.
for the
Yeah, I
fan
thought about it too,
alone.
but that was
You're not first to last.
if you're not
Yeah,
first,
for
you're
that fan
last.
alone, bro, because I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Don't put that
I
evil
hope
on
you
me,
have
Ricky
sons,
Bobby.
Big strapping sons.
Yo,
I pray to God.
Yo,
That
bro.
whole pick at their legs.
I also thought about putting Uncle Drew because Kyrie was
Oh, that
disgusting
would've
in
been
that
a good
If
video.
you don't stop
And
with that,
was.
Yeah,
And was.
Kyrie. No, I agree that Kyrie was disgusting
I mean,
in Uncle
he's
Drew.
disgusting
That was
in real life too.
I
but-
was
And is.
yeah. I didn't even think about Uncle Drew though. That was
Kyrie
that was
Irving
a
is a
good
very good one-on-one player.
The movie was actually not bad.
No,
also.
it wasn't.
Like I
it
actually
wasn't as
enjoyed,
bad as people try to pretend it was.
I said,
yeah, I actually enjoyed that movie. Yeah.
I'm putting the poll up now.
All right, y'all.
I'm putting the poll up now in the group. Y'all make sure y'all go vote.
We didn't nobody put Dottie Henson up there. Really? No, League of Their Own.
No, I said it was an honorable mention for me.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Wasn't Rudy, but the program. Wait a minute. He wasn't in Rudy.
Yeah, it was the program.
The poll is up in the group now. I'm about to pin it to the top so y'all can go vote. I think we already have our topic for next week. I think didn't we decide on our topic?
Oh,
for next
top
week
5 was it Easter eggs?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, movie Easter eggs. So we'll get into that next week. We appreciate y'all for coming through as usual. Big bro Greg Barnum. Let me make sure I tag Search for Sadiqa up here because y'all I should be fussing to be honest with you, but
did I?
I'm gonna be.
I can't remember. Did I? I did. I supported that one. I think.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a band. I just went to Kickstarter and just typed in Greg, just Greg, and Search for Sadiqa was the second thing that came up, bro. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, bro. Like, that's insane a little bit.
A little bit.
I just typed in Greg and it was literally the second thing that came up on that page, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, so I definitely want to tag that one more time before we get off here because these algorithms are disgusting right now. So y'all please help us spread the word. Me and Danny making TikToks for it too. Appreciate you, Sean. We appreciate you watching as always, bro. Y'all keep telling people about the show too. We're getting more subscribers by the day, but we know word of mouth is still the best advertisement there is. And I am thinking about too. We've been talking about getting t-shirts made. I'm legit thinking about doing that only. So reason being, now that TikTok has the shops up, right? That can help push the show too. So if we do the t-shirts and then put the link to the t-shirts in our TikTok, each one of us makes a TikTok for it or whatever, and it starts to go viral. You know what I'm saying? That'll be something that's another way for us to get more subscribers and appreciate you, PJ. That's another way for us to get more subscribers, sell those t-shirts. We can split those profits. I mean, honestly, Javon did artwork, so I don't, you take my share. But
I need to figure out.
We could talk about that.
I say
split it.
Y'all do a karate tournament for them.
I'm in.
I'm the only one of the three of us that probably know karate. So.
I don't need to know karate. I know these hands outie. You know what I'm saying?
That's how like somebody who got beat up a lot says.
I don't need karate for that.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be honest. I beat a couple of black belts up.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's
Here we go with these random stories. Greg just drop out of nowhere.
Greg always stories now.
I've been known to win some fight clubs from here and there.
He about to tell us about somebody getting stabbed. I'm listening close because I remember that was one of the stories. Somebody got stabbed up, and that was
what black belt you beat.
Why you say it like
I'm asking a question. What black belt you beat?
You want me to say their names?
Nah, I'm just saying. Tell the story. This was in out in the wild. Is it? What are we doing?
Out in the wild.
In the streets.
One was like in the 8th grade. One was like in high school. I don't know. Like,
man, don't make Greg relive these memories live on the show.
Oh, right? It ain't nothing bad. Like a lot of times when you fight somebody that's good at fighting like one particular discipline, and they don't understand, what hands is, they, and they will. You in your stance ready to, throw your kick and I hit you right here, and then it all gets watery, and then Well,
Yeah.
roll.
I beat up a 28-year-old. It was tough, and there were 20. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff, PJ. Sometimes kids need to get smacked upside the head, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't smack other people's kids upside the head. That's dangerous. But
just do it when you're a kid. Like when you a kid, then don't do it anymore.
Yeah, don't put your hands on other people's kids. I'm not about. Don't do that.
Too late to get.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a bunch of y'all at DreamCon, right? I think Michael Watson.
A bunch of what? Right? A bunch of black people?
Dang, bro. Dang, bro. What kind of racism is going on here?
Yes. A bunch of black independent comic book creators. Calm down, folks.
Man, you gotta watch your mouth, man. God dog, bro. You about to get us canceled. It's gonna be a bunch of y'all at DreamCon. God,
listen. If we ain't get canceled yet, if we ain't get canceled already,
you're right. I've done more than enough.
Between all of them,
I've done more than enough. I will admit this.
Shoot, what do we just spent all Saturday morning talking about Coke 45, watermelon, and cornbread.
Man, that was y'all, bro. See, I was minding my beeswax, and y'all
lies you tell. Like you said, you wouldn't be cool with it.
Look, bro. I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Let's not act like you understand. It's recorded.
What's wrong with Coke 45?
Ain't no, man, they were Lumberjacks is the official superhero Coke 45.
They want Lumberjacks to be sponsored by Coke 45 and Newport.
He got that watermelon flavored Coke.
That would be
they're trying to say Jackson's Ghetto, and I don't understand it. Like, there's nothing about Jackson's Ghetto at all. They just felt like going on.
Except for the big chain.
You don't have no big chain.
You ain't got the big chain necklace. You ain't got that.
Not a chain, bro.
Okay.
Yes,
the bling bling.
Yeah, well, you can call it that. Anyway, we appreciate y'all, man. As always, we're probably about to get off of here and go fuss in the DMs.
I'll be at Terrificon this weekend, Mohegan Sun Casino.
Oh, going gambling, eh?
I'll be
please.
I'll be at DreamCon.
Oh, the fight this weekend. I don't know if y'all watch boxing like that, but I'm very excited. I cannot wait to watch.
Come on.
I gotta see who's on the undercard, but I definitely will be watching. I cannot wait.
I'm gonna be at DreamCon, so as long as I get the main event,
bro. You know they gonna come on till like 11:30, bro.
They're gonna have it everywhere at the casino.
I'm a little bit nervous, man.
For who? Who you got?
I want Bud to win, but
I'm going for Bud too.
But I can see like scenarios. I can see all these different scenarios happening.
I can see it too. The reason the concern is if it goes 12. If it goes 12, that's more my concern is. I'm not concerned about him getting knocked out. I'm more concerned about it going 12 because he could start slow trying to figure out Errol. Once he figures him out now,
the thing is
gonna start landing. But
the thing about it is Errol is like so disciplined.
He is
so compact. He doesn't really put himself.
He's been caught position.
Though. Yeah, but you got to go get him.
Yeah, but and Terrence,
but Terrence be wilding sometimes. It's the stuff I love about him.
Yeah,
like, he not afraid to get in there and mix it up. But
I don't think
he been caught by people that shouldn't have been able to catch him like that.
But I ain't gonna say because he was playing around, but
no, because he goes after it.
Yeah, because he'll go after it, and I know in this fight he's gonna do it too. But the reason I'm giving him this fight is because he's not a regular counterpuncher. He's an elite counterpuncher. Like he doesn't just counter well with his skills. He will mentally walk you into the trap. And he'll take 2 or 3 rounds to do it. Once he figures it out. I've seen him do it in multiple fights where once he figures that person out and where he could exploit them, I've seen him take 2 or 3 rounds to set up the perfect punch. And when he lands it, you got to get up out of here.
This is Tim Duncan versus Kevin Garnett.
I'll take and in that fight,
one-on-one.
Yeah, you're right. You know and it will be a really good game.
You got a guy that's fundamental, that's like very, very efficient, precise,
reserved.
And you got another guy that's like crazy athletic, what I'm saying, and can do like lots of different things. So in the end, I want it to just be a good fight.
I don't think it's any way it's not going to be because Errol.
Oh, it could be, man. If they get in there and they start worrying about that loss, like it's when you have 2 guys that have never lost. You know what I'm saying?
But of the two, I don't think either one of them is gonna have an issue because Errol is so lot focused. You know what I'm saying? Like
I want them to fight. I want to be able to leave and understand.
Bud's gonna make sure that happens though. Bud's gonna make sure that happens. There's no way that he's not gonna have a moment in that fight.
But that's the thing, man. Like I've seen Bud like reaching on punches, like stuff that like if you do that with the wrong cat, you know what I'm saying? Pat.
I've seen Errol land some nice punches, but I don't expect Bud to fight him like how Porter did. That was a great fight.
Nobody like Porter.
He's just a bulldog. You know what I'm saying?
That's all he's gonna do is run into you.
Yeah, bro. He's a bulldog, and I don't see Terrence doing that. But where Terrence has an advantage is him being able to go southpaw and traditional effortlessly at any time. I've not seen anybody do it to the level that he does, and he still can count. Again, the most impressive thing to me about Bud Crawford is the fact that he reminds me of Mayweather in that regard because when you watch Mayweather and Zab Judah, Zab was winning that fight, bro, and then he was
winning it when
for the first 4 rounds, Zab was up, bro.
Well, Floyd was
for certain, but once Floyd figured it out. It was all work after that. Like,
but that was his Floyd's thing from the beginning is take him into deep water and make him quit. So yes, Zab on the scorecard was winning, but it wasn't because Floyd couldn't have been beating him. That was his plan. Once he ratcheted it up,
we can think that, but Zab everybody watching that fight was like, "Yo, this nigga is giving him work," and Floyd was, and it's not like Floyd was like faking the stuff that was landing. He wasn't faking it, but once he figured it out, it was over after that. Like from round 5 on was a master class.
And it got
same thing with Alvarez. It was same thing with Alvarez. Alvarez always starts slow, right? But Floyd started somewhat slow. He started mixing up, but once he figured out Alvarez and what his timing was,
he knew Alvarez
dog walked him. Like same thing with another example, Mosley. Mosley catches him. Mosley's the closest we've seen to him getting knocked out, and he was too hyped. Like he might as well have been on cocaine. It was insane. But Mosley caught him, and once Floyd got his legs back, that's the most impressive thing I've seen Floyd do besides dog walking Alvarez. Like
there's so many because if
Bud reminds me of him though in that way Bud reminds me of Floyd in the way that once he figures you out, you're in trouble.
Bud reminds me of young Floyd, like when Floyd was eating everybody's ass up, like when he was just walking through and demolishing people.
Yeah,
but and this fight, I need him to be a little bit more tactical and cerebral. You know what I'm saying? Really, try to take advantage of footwork. It's weird because usually when he goes southpaw, that means it's about to be, he about to do like real damage, but it's going to be interesting because he's fighting a southpaw. So it's like, is that going to have the same impact that it has on regular guys?
I think so. Because if you're a southpaw, you're not used to fighting southpaws. You don't see them many. You don't see many. So, and Bud can do it just as he can do it just the same as a regular southpaw.
Stuff that the best punch that a conventional fighter has on a southpaw is a straight right.
Yeah, right cross.
You take that away, when you go southpaw, because now you're trying to pick him with a jab.
But Bud's got power in both hands though.
No, he does. That's why the whole thing is just gonna be really interesting for me, man. I like both guys. I want Bud to win, but
the only reason I'm taking Bud, I'll say that again. It's not because Errol's not raw. He's just a machine. And he just walks through. But Spence reminds me of how the most impressive chin that I've seen in boxing in my life is Antonio Margarito. I have never seen anybody just eat punishment and continue to come towards you without reckless abandon. When Pacquiao broke his orbital bone, this dude was literally coming back across the ring like this. Right back to Pacquiao. Pacquiao give him 11 piece. And then Margarito goes again. Comes right back over there. And Spence, I've seen Spence get caught.
I see. He's out.
All right, bro.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off in a second. I've seen Spence get caught, and it'd be a good punch, but he's not like really. I've not seen him like really rattled. Like I'm about to go out of here rattled.
No,
I
but
do think it's possible, and if anybody can do it, we all know the punches.
Well, whatchamacallit, Ugas hit Spence pretty well.
He did.
He rocked him.
That was a great fight too. That was
Yeah.
a great fight.
But you're talking about bigger guys. Like that's my other thing, which is Terrence is coming up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, sometimes you can't tell. You just like remember when Floyd and Manny got in the ring.
Yeah.
And it's like I knew Floyd was gonna be bigger, but Floyd is naturally just he's taller, like a bigger bone structure than Manny. The same as when, you know, so it's like that's the part that I want to see. I don't think Arrow's like bone structure is that much bigger, but what's he gonna come in? Like if he walks around at 160,
he's gonna be big. He's gonna be big. He's already said that. He's gonna. I guarantee you comes in at 160 at least.
Yeah, at least 160, right?
Yeah.
And so whereas Bud is like Bud at 150, you know, just like
it's gonna be a problem. It'll remind me of you remember the size difference when Floyd and Marquez fought,
mm-hmm.
and how much like Floyd just looked like a freaking different weight class compared to Marquez in that fight.
Yeah.
I think it'll be similar to that, but I think Bud is like Marquez is a really good counterpuncher, but Bud is better than he is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Marquez caught Pacquiao with that punch, but he didn't set that up for rounds. He just caught him in the moment.
Oh, he was setting that up. That's the like basically what he did. It was Floyd did that to Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, Ricky Hatton.
You know, it's that, you know, stepping back, catch you slide. So, you know, I think I feel like they fought enough to where, you know, and I think Marquez was on something that fight.
I don't know.
He
caught him with a perfect punch though. It was just a perfect punch.
Yeah,
he walked.
I thought he killed that man. I thought he killed that man.
Hey, bro, it was. But Pacquiao walked himself into it. His footwork. He got his footwork off. He got way too close, and it was because he was jumping. He was doing what he normally does. He jumps back in, but he just pressed too hard in that moment, and Marquez just lined him up, bro. It was a perfect punch. Like it was one of the best punches that I think one of the most beautiful knockouts I've seen was when Pacquiao caught Hatton. My God, Floyd caught him too, but Pacquiao had literally just ducked up under here and left a punch right here.
Yeah,
that mess was
that's different. That's like this Inoue kid, man. Did you see that fight yet? The one they had last night? Against Steve Fulton. Like that boy just, man, there's some people just got bricks for hands, man. And that cat, he just be like his stuff looks like it's detrimental. Like your family feels it when he hits you.
You gotta let me know where you watch that. I'm probably gonna be out somewhere to watch it, but I don't know. I'll text you or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like I'm just trying to make sure I can shake free. What do I want to eat?
Hey, I don't know anywhere. I gotta find somewhere locally just playing it. I don't want to order and watch it at the house, but I'm not gonna miss it. So you know what I'm saying? So what way or the other one? You know, I want to go out to see it at a bar, but I just gotta find a bar that's gonna show it. But anyway, I'll holler at you and I'm like I said, I'm sure we'll be arguing about something soon.
All right, man.
All right, bro. All right, we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week.